Ladies and gentlemen, there is a truth so powerful that when embraced, it can transform the entire course of your life. That truth is this: success is not something you chase, it is something you become. You must act as though success lives within you, because it does. Every great achievement in history began with one common element, the unwavering belief in one's own potential. Not after the victory, but before it. Not once they had the means, but when they had only the dream. You were not born to be average. You were born with the same faculties, the same mental tools, and the same invisible powers that every great mind before you possessed. The difference is not in opportunity, it is in attitude. And the most powerful attitude you can adopt is this: success already lives in me. My job is to act like it, know exactly what you want. This is the first and most crucial step towards success. Without a clear and definite purpose, you are like a ship without a rudder drifting aimlessly, at the mercy of every wave and wind. But when you have a precise aim, a clearly defined goal, all your energies align toward a single direction. Your thoughts, actions, and choices begin to organize themselves around that one thing, and you develop what can only be described as an inner magnetism. People are drawn to you. Opportunities begin to appear. But it all starts with clarity. Most people fail not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they wander through life without ever deciding what they truly want. They dabble, they try this and then that. They move through careers and relationships passively, hoping that something will eventually click. But success doesn't happen by accident. It's a result of intentional living. You must decide with firmness and precision what you want out of life. Not someday, now. The moment you decide with conviction, you set into motion unseen forces. Your mind begins to filter your experiences differently. What once seemed irrelevant or invisible now becomes visible and vital. You notice things that were always there, but never important: resources, connections, ideas. Why? Because your mind now has a target, a purpose. It's been given an assignment. When your goal is definite, your subconscious accepts it as a command. It starts looking for ways to achieve it. It triggers your imagination, your creativity, your intuition. It nudges you toward books, mentors, and decisions that support your aim. But all of this only happens after the first step, defining your purpose with precision. To do this, you must be honest with yourself. What do you really want? Not what others expect of you. Not what society says is reasonable or realistic. Your true purpose lies in your own desires, your own sense of calling. Dig deep. Ask yourself questions and don't settle for vague answers. I want to be successful means nothing. What kind of success? In what field? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Be specific. Put it into words. Write it down. Once your purpose is defined, it becomes your internal compass. Decisions become easier because you now have a filter. Does this align with my purpose or distract from it? Time becomes more valuable. Distractions lose their appeal. You begin to operate with a sense of urgency and direction because your goal is no longer just a hope, it's a mission. This definiteness of purpose, this mental clarity, is what separates dreamers from doers. It transforms a wish into a will. It is the foundation upon which all other success principles are built. Without it, even the most gifted mind is scattered. With it, even the most modest person can rise to greatness. Act with absolute belief that what you desire is already yours in the realm of the unseen. This is the essence of faith, not blind hope, but knowing deep in your core that your vision is real even before it appears in the physical world. Faith is the internal engine that powers all achievement. It is the unseen force that moves mountains, opens doors, and sustains you when circumstances seem against you. When you believe with unwavering certainty, you tap into a force far greater than logic or probability. You tap into the creative power of the universe itself. Success begins in the mind long before it shows up in reality. Every invention, every business, every movement that has changed the world began first as an idea in someone's imagination. But the idea alone wasn't enough. What made the difference was the belief, the unshakable conviction that what they saw in their minds could and would become real. That belief gave them the courage to act, the strength to persist, and the calm confidence to move forward, even when no one else could see what they saw. You must cultivate that kind of faith in your own life. See your goal not as a distant possibility, but as an invisible reality already on its way to you. Feel it. Speak about it. Think in terms of when, not if. When you do this, you shift your entire energy. You stop operating from fear or doubt and start moving from a place of confidence and creative power. You no longer wait for signs. You become the sign. You stop asking for permission. You start giving yourself direction. There will be times when external evidence contradicts your inner vision. Obstacles will appear. Delays may come. People may question your path. But that is where faith proves its worth. Anyone can believe when everything is going right. True power is in believing when the world says no, and your heart still whispers yes. That is when your belief becomes a force. It gives you the ability to walk forward with boldness, to speak with certainty, and to act with the assurance of someone who already possesses what they desire. Train your mind to hold on to the image of your success. Visualize it. Feel it. Let it become so vivid that it's more real to you than your current situation. Speak about it as if it's unfolding now, because in the unseen realm it already is. The world will eventually catch up with your belief. It always does. Faith in the invisible is not fantasy. It is the first step in creation. Everything that exists was once invisible. Everything that is real now was once unreal. The difference between those who create and those who wait is belief. You have that power. Use it and walk through life, not asking, will this happen, but declaring, it is already mine. Repeat empowering thoughts daily. This is the principle of autosuggestion, the method by which you consciously influence your subconscious mind. Your thoughts are not idle, they are seeds. And the thoughts you feed yourself over and over again eventually take root and grow into beliefs, habits, and actions. Just as the body becomes what you consistently eat, the mind becomes what you consistently think. Autosuggestion is not mere positive thinking, it is deliberate mental conditioning. It is the daily practice of planting thoughts that are aligned with the success you desire. The subconscious mind is the gatekeeper of your reality. It does not argue, question, or analyze it, accepts what it hears often and with emotion. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, that life is hard, or that you're unlucky, your subconscious will accept those ideas and begin to shape your behavior to match. But the opposite is also true. If you repeatedly affirm that you are capable, worthy, and destined for success, your subconscious begins to create that reality for you. Your mind starts working for you rather than against you. This is why daily repetition is so critical. You must create a new internal dialogue, one that is in harmony with the life you want to build. You can do this through spoken affirmations, written statements, or even visualization. But the key is consistency. Once a day is good. Multiple times a day is better. Morning and night are the most powerful windows, because the subconscious is especially receptive when your conscious mind is still quiet. You must speak to yourself with conviction, not as if you're trying to convince yourself of a lie, but as if you're awakening a truth that's already within you. Say your affirmations out loud. Feel the emotion behind the words. Don't just repeat them like a robot, own them. Your words have power, but it is the feeling behind them that gives them life. When you say, I am confident, feel what it would be like to be confident. When you say, I am successful, picture yourself already living that success. Over time, these repeated statements will become your new mental script. You will notice a change in your attitude, your decisions, and even the way people respond to you. You'll begin to attract situations and people that align with your dominant thoughts because your subconscious will guide your behavior in subtle but powerful ways. You'll take more action. You'll walk with more purpose. You'll speak with more clarity, and it will feel natural because your mind has accepted this new version of you as real. The mind is a fertile garden. If you do not plant seeds deliberately, weeds will grow by default. Don't leave your mental state to chance. Use autosuggestion to speak your success into being. Train your thoughts like an athlete trains their body. What you repeat, you believe. What you believe, you become. Not all knowledge is power. Only applied, specialized knowledge holds that distinction. The world is full of people with general knowledge, trivia experts, academic scholars, and individuals who know a little about everything. But success does not come to those who know much. It comes to those who do much with what they know. Specialized knowledge is power because it is focused, practical, and directed toward a clear purpose. It solves problems, adds value, and creates opportunity. You must understand that success does not require you to be a genius in every subject. It requires you to become an authority in one. The greatest fortunes, the greatest breakthroughs, and the greatest lives are built on mastering one specific area and turning that mastery into service. Whether it's business, technology, art, health, communication, or leadership, what matters is your commitment to depth over breadth. When you pursue specialized knowledge, you go beyond surface understanding. You study the principles, the processes, and the patterns that others overlook. You learn not just the what, but the how and the why. You seek mentors, read deeply, and observe carefully. You ask questions that dig beneath appearances. And over time, you gain an edge level of competence and clarity that others can't fake or replicate. But here is the secret. Knowledge by itself is not enough. It must be applied. You must put it into action. You must take what you've learned and use it to solve problems, create value, and move closer to your definite purpose. Many people spend years collecting knowledge, yet never move. They confuse learning with doing. Real power comes only when knowledge is combined with execution. The person who knows less but acts more will always outperform the one who knows much but does little. You don't need a formal education to succeed. Some of the most accomplished individuals in history had little to no traditional schooling. What they did have was a hunger to learn what mattered and the courage to apply it. They read the right books. They asked the right questions. They surrounded themselves with the right people. And most importantly, they took action on what they learned. Specialized knowledge can be gained in many ways through experience, study, mentorship, or observation. What matters is not where it comes from, but how you use it. Are you turning your knowledge into a product, a service, a solution? Are you using it to build something, improve something, or inspire someone? If not, your knowledge is dormant. Wake it up. Decide what field or area aligns with your purpose. Then commit to becoming excellent in it. Learn relentlessly, apply consistently, and evolve continually. Make yourself so valuable, so skilled, so effective in your domain that success has no choice but to find you. Specialized knowledge, rightly applied, turns vision into results. It is the fuel that drives achievement, the tool that shapes destiny, and the key that unlocks your greatest potential. Success often hides behind temporary defeat. The habit of persistence is the golden key that unlocks every locked door. It is persistence, not talent, not luck, not charm, that separates those who eventually win from those who give up too soon. Every person who has achieved anything of significance has encountered setbacks. What made the difference was not the absence of failure, but the refusal to stay defeated. They persisted when others quit. They moved forward when others froze. They kept going not because it was easy, but because their goal was worth the struggle. Persistence is more than stubbornness. It is a disciplined commitment to your vision, no matter what challenges arise. It's the ability to wake up each day and take the next step, even when the finish line is nowhere in sight. It's doing the work when the excitement is gone, the applause has faded, and the results aren't immediate. Persistence is fueled by purpose and protected by faith. When you know why you're pursuing something, and you believe it's already yours in the unseen, you'll endure what others won't. Temporary failure is not a sign to stop, it's a test. It asks, how badly do you want it? Most people fail not because their goal was impossible, but because they gave up too soon. The discomfort became too loud, the waiting too long, the doubt too heavy, so they turned back. But the truth is, many people quit inches from the breakthrough. They don't realize that adversity often intensifies just before the turning point. The night is darkest just before the dawn. Those who push through that final stretch, the ones who endure, the ones who taste victory. Persistence builds inner strength. Every time you choose to keep going, you expand your capacity for discipline, courage, and resilience. It shapes your character. It teaches you that you're stronger than your circumstances, more powerful than your excuses, and more committed than your fears. And eventually, it creates momentum. What once felt hard becomes habit. What once required effort becomes part of who you are. This is why success is not just about goals, it's about growth. Every obstacle you face is a chance to develop the very qualities needed to handle the success you're aiming for. Without persistence, even the best opportunities will slip through your fingers. But with it, you become unstoppable. You learn to turn failure into feedback, rejection into redirection, and delay into development. If you are facing resistance, consider it a sign you're on the right path. The world tests those it intends to reward. The ones who persist quietly, daily, without drama or complaint are the ones who eventually rise. So decide today, no matter how slow it feels, no matter how long it takes, you will not quit. You will persist until it works, until it happens, until you become what you already are in your mind. Because persistence doesn't guarantee you'll never fall, but it does guarantee you'll never stay down. And that is how success is won. Train your subconscious through repetition, visualization, and emotion. The subconscious mind is the silent architect of your destiny. It controls your habits, your instincts, your reactions far more than you consciously realize. While the conscious mind sets goals and makes plans, it is the subconscious that determines whether those plans are acted upon and whether those goals are truly believed. That's why mastering the subconscious is not optional, it is essential. You must condition it daily, deliberately, and consistently until it becomes aligned with the life you intend to create. Your subconscious accepts whatever is repeated with emotion. It cannot distinguish between truth and fiction, fantasy and fact. It simply absorbs and responds. If you constantly feed it thoughts of fear, failure, or limitation, it will guide your actions accordingly, keeping you small and uncertain. But if you feed it with images of success, words of confidence, and emotions of gratitude and achievement, it will begin to shape your reality to match those inputs. It is your internal autopilot, and the destination is set by what you allow to enter it. The most powerful way to influence your subconscious is through repetition. Repetition of affirmations, goals, and mental pictures. When you visualize your desired outcome daily, in vivid detail, and feel the emotions as if it were already happening, you create new mental pathways. Over time, your subconscious begins to accept this mental image as truth. It starts guiding your thoughts, decisions, and actions to bring that image to life. This is not magic, it is mental conditioning. Athletes use it, performers use it, visionaries use it, and so can you. Emotion is the fuel that supercharges this process. A flat robotic statement like, "I am successful," has little power unless it's backed by feeling. When you say it with belief, excitement, and certainty, your subconscious listens. When you visualize with joy and conviction, your subconscious takes notice. The more intensely you feel the emotion of your future reality, the faster your mind adapts to make it real. Emotion imprints your intentions deep into the subconscious mind like words carved into stone. You must also guard your subconscious against negative programming. Be mindful of what you watch, read, and listen to. Be aware of the conversations you allow and the environments you tolerate. Your subconscious is always listening, always absorbing. Surround yourself with messages, people, and energy that reinforce your purpose and vision. You are either conditioning your mind or being conditioned by the world. Choose deliberately. Your current life is a mirror of what your subconscious has accepted as possible. If you want to change the reflection, you must change the programming. Repetition, visualization, emotion, day after day. Not just when it's convenient or easy, but especially when it's uncomfortable. That's when the deepest changes occur. When your subconscious mind believes something, it becomes relentless in creating it. That's when your habits shift. That's when coincidences begin to align. That's when you find yourself doing the right thing at the right time without even thinking. Not because of luck, but because your subconscious was trained to lead you there. Master the subconscious, and you master your life.